In this video, we're counting down 12 hairstyles that defined a generation. Styles so iconic that you could identify exactly which mall someone hung out at just by looking at their hair. Trust me, number 7 literally required its own specialized comb that you couldn't find anywhere else. Number 1, rat tail. Remember that strange, skinny strand of hair hanging down the back of some kid's neck in your class photo? That wasn't a mistake. It was the infamous rat tail, possibly the most polarizing haircut of the 80s. While most parents begged their kids to cut it off, having a rat tail was the ultimate form of rebellion. Some boys grew them so long they could wrap them around their necks like a scarf. The rat tail gained major pop culture cred when Edward Furlong sported one as John Connor in Terminator 2. But kids weren't content with just growing them. They made these tails their own personal canvas. Some braided them, others threaded colorful beads through them, and the truly committed even dyed their tails wild colors that stood out against their regular haircut. What made the rat tail so fascinating was how it transcended social classes. You'd see them on kids from trailer parks and wealthy suburbs alike. The neighborhood troublemaker might have one, but so could the straight-A student secretly harboring a rebellious streak. It was equal opportunity weird. Number 2, mullet. Speaking of confidence to pull off ridiculous styles, nothing demanded more boldness than the hairstyle Billy Ray Cyrus proudly called his Kentucky waterfall. The mullet wasn't just a haircut. It was America's most democratic hairstyle, appearing everywhere from Grammy stages to auto repair shops. What's fascinating is that we didn't even have a name for this phenomenon until 1994, when the Beastie Boys coined the term mullet in their song, despite it being the defining look of the previous decade. Before that, people just knew it as the ultimate hair contradiction: respectable up front, rebellious in the back. Number 3, afro mullet. If the regular mullet blurred the line between conservative and rebellious, the afro mullet took that concept and elevated it into artistic expression. When curly-haired folks wanted in on the business in front, party in back phenomenon, they created something truly extraordinary. This fusion wasn't just another variation. It was a powerful cultural statement that combined two iconic looks into something that defied categorization. Lionel Richie became one of the style's most recognizable ambassadors during his transition from the Commodores to solo stardom. The afro mullet wasn't just about aesthetics, it bridged musical worlds from funk to pop while representing a deeper cultural significance. For Black Americans, it symbolized pride in natural hair texture while simultaneously embracing the decade's most rebellious cut. Maintaining this magnificent hybrid demanded serious dedication. You needed specialized products like activator gel to keep those curls defined and bouncy, while regular trimming ensured the distinctive mullet shape remained intact. Mousse and hairspray were essential allies in the daily battle against gravity, helping achieve that perfect volume and hold. Number 4, bowl cuts. From personal expression to kitchen table uniformity, that's the unlikely journey our next iconic 80s style took. While the afro mullet celebrated individuality, the bowl cut began with parents literally placing cereal bowls on their children's heads and cutting around the edges. This money-saving tactic somehow transformed from family embarrassment into legitimate fashion. The bowl cut's evolution during the 80s was remarkable. What started as a perfect circle soon developed into stylized versions with slight angles and subtle layers that required actual skill to maintain. Celebrities like River Phoenix and New Kids on the Block members proudly sported these supposedly budget haircuts, lending unexpected coolness to what began as economic necessity. Perhaps most surprisingly, the bowl cut achieved something rare in 80s fashion: true gender neutrality. Boys and girls alike embraced the style, creating a unified look across playgrounds nationwide. Regional variations emerged too, with some areas favoring pronounced angles while others maintained the classic rounded shape. Number 5, flat top. While the bowl cut championed DIY simplicity, the flat top represented its polar opposite: architectural precision requiring professional expertise. Have you ever noticed those perfectly horizontal haircuts in 80s photos that look like you could balance a cup of coffee on them? That wasn't an optical illusion. It was the result of barber virtuosity and specialized tools. Creating the perfect flat top was a masterclass in precision cutting. Barbers needed steady hands and specialized equipment, including that peculiar flat-top comb that resembled a tiny garden rake. This miniature tool allowed stylists to sculpt those impossibly sharp lines and defined edges that made the style so distinctive. 1 millimeter too high or low could mean disaster. Number 6. Jerry curl. If the flat top was a commitment to architectural precision, the Jerry curl demanded full-scale lifestyle adaptation. While your barber architected your flat top, the Jerry curl required actual chemistry to achieve its signature look. This wasn't just a hairstyle, it was a $100 million industry that transformed living rooms across America into potential hazard zones for furniture. The magic behind those glistening curls wasn't just clever styling. The process involved a two-step chemical transformation. First, applying a relaxer to straighten the hair, then adding a perm to create those loose, wet-looking curls. The result? A defined, manageable style that required constant upkeep with specialized products. Daily application of Jerry curl spray wasn't optional. It was mandatory maintenance that left its mark everywhere. Those distinctive curls came with a price beyond the salon visit. Collars, pillowcases, and car headrests bore the evidence of the style's constant moisture requirements. Some dedicated curl enthusiasts even covered their furniture in plastic for protection. Number 7. Poodle perm. From identity-defining Jerry curls to scalp-scorching transformations, the poodle perm wasn't just another hairstyle, it was chemical commitment taken to the extreme. Would you sit for hours with your head burning and eyes watering from ammonia fumes just to look like your favorite star? In the 80s, millions did exactly that. Creating those tight, springy curls wasn't for the faint-hearted. The process began with wrapping sections of hair around tiny rods, hundreds of them, followed by applying harsh chemical solutions that literally broke down the hair's natural structure. Then came the waiting game. Hours spent under a dryer while the chemicals did their work, permanently reshaping each strand into those bouncy curls. The health risks were substantial. Women regularly experienced scalp burns and significant hair damage from solutions loaded with alcohol and ammonia. Yet, despite these dangers, salon appointment books remained full. As one veteran hairstylist put it, in the 80s, perms weren't the exception, they were the rule. Number 8. High top fade. While chemical processing had women risking scalp burns for the perfect perm, a groundbreaking style was emerging that required nothing but natural hair and the skilled hands of a master craftsman. The high top fade wasn't just another haircut. It was living sculpture that transformed barbershops into artistic studios where cultural expression was shaped one precise cut at a time. As hip-hop culture gained mainstream recognition in the late 1980s, the high-top fade became its most recognizable visual symbol. Young black men were literally standing taller with these perfectly level, geometric styles that celebrated their natural hair texture. What made this trend revolutionary wasn't just its striking appearance, it was its profound cultural significance as a rejection of European beauty standards. The barbers behind these creations achieved near-celebrity status in their communities. These skilled artisans could carve perfect right angles, maintain flawlessly level tops, and add intricate designs shaved into the sides, transforming ordinary haircuts into personalized statements of identity. The precision required wasn't just about aesthetics, it was about mastery and respect for the craft. Number 9. Liberty spikes. From the slick precision of the high-top fade to the deliberately offensive shock of Liberty spikes, the 80s saw hair transform from fashion statement to political weapon. What does it say about a hairstyle when its primary goal is to keep people as far away as possible? Liberty spikes weren't just about looking different. They were wearable protest signs that turned ordinary teenagers into human porcupines. And that was exactly the point. The punk kids who rocked these gravity-defying spikes didn't just want to stand out, they wanted to repel. Creating this look demanded serious commitment. The sides were typically shaved clean while the center was grown long enough to support those intimidating spikes. The actual styling process was an unholy ritual involving whatever adhesives worked: egg whites for the dedicated purists, Elmer's glue for the truly committed, or industrial strength hair products for those who could afford them. Regional variations emerged across America, with East Coast punks often sporting more extreme spikes, while their West Coast counterparts sometimes opted for slightly modified versions. The maintenance was meticulous. Hours spent in front of mirrors with blow dryers, carefully positioning each spike until it could stand straight enough to puncture a balloon. One false move or unexpected rainstorm could destroy hours of work. Number 10. Mall bangs. While punk rockers used their hair to repel the mainstream, mall bangs demanded the opposite. They screamed for attention. Unlike the deliberately offensive Liberty spikes, these gravity-defying monuments were all about being noticed. "I would spend at least 30 minutes every morning just on my bangs alone," recalled one woman who lived through this follicular phenomenon. The process was nothing short of architectural engineering. First came the strategic blow-drying, always against the natural growth pattern, followed by ruthless teasing to create that impossible height. The final step? Enough aquanet to create a protective shield that could withstand almost anything, except humidity. That's why girls carried travel-sized hairspray everywhere, living in perpetual fear of rainy days that could transform hours of meticulous styling into a drooping disaster within seconds. Number 11. Big perms. If mall bangs represented vertical ambition, the big perm embodied expansive horizontal freedom. While product-drenched bangs reached for the stars, big perms occupied every available inch of space around your head. This wasn't your grandmother's tight curl perm. This was a voluminous cloud of soft, bouncy curls that transformed ordinary women into walking lion's manes. Unlike its cousin, the poodle perm, the big perm focused on creating those soft, dramatic curls that framed the face. Maintaining this follicular force field required an entire ecosystem of specialized care: satin pillowcases to preserve curl integrity overnight, diffuser attachments that enhanced volume without creating frizz, and regular salon appointments for touch-ups that kept the style from deflating. When Brooke Shields and Julia Roberts embraced these magnificent manes, they became the gold standard for women nationwide. The big perm represented a perfect balance, undeniably feminine yet boldly assertive. As hairstylist Devin Toth observed, in the 80s, perms weren't the exception, they were the rule. Number 12. Feathered hair. After the wild excesses of the perm revolution, many style-conscious people turned to a look that was all about precision rather than chaos. Feathered hair wasn't just another haircut. It was hair architecture that demanded mathematical accuracy. While Farrah Fawcett introduced this layered phenomenon in the 70s, it evolved into an art form throughout the 80s, becoming the go-to style for those who preferred controlled elegance over untamed volume. Remember those magazine photos where every strand seemed to fall in perfect harmony? That wasn't camera magic. It was the result of a morning ritual more complex than launching a space shuttle. 80s blowouts are all about lifting the roots, explains hairstylist Devin Toth, highlighting why your mom's vanity was cluttered with a bewildering array of tools. Round brushes in multiple sizes, specialized blow dryers with directional nozzles, and hot rollers strategically placed to create that signature flip. The morning feathering routine could easily consume 45 minutes of dedicated styling time. First came the strategic blow drying to create lift at the roots. Then, each section needed precise brushwork with a round brush to create those soft, face-framing layers. The finishing touch? Hot rollers to create the perfect outward flip that gave feathered hair its distinctive wing-like appearance.